How's it going, guys? Zachary here, and today I'm going to share with you the truth behind what makes the COVID-19 vaccine different from previous vaccines and if it is better or worse than the vaccines that have come before it. But before that, we have to get into the traditional ways of making a vaccine. So there are two traditional ways to produce a vaccine. One is through using an attenuated virus, the other is through using viral parts or just individual proteins from the virus. So for an attenuated virus, they would take a living virus that has been cultured and chemically alter it so where it is not infectious anymore, so where it cannot spread or cause infection or replicate itself, but it still has all of its pieces together. And in this way, your body is able to detect the virus as a whole as it would see it in the wild, and your immune system could form a response against any part of the virus as the entire virus is presented to the immune system. Now, the other traditional way of making a vaccine is to basically take viruses that have been cultured and basically break them up into small parts. And each of these parts would be usually a protein that is targeted by the immune system. And so instead of being very wasteful and presenting the entire virus, they can present just the pieces that the immune system will target to be a lot more efficient and provide an immune response that is less likely to be overactive. So what makes the COVID-19 vaccine any different? Well, proteins are produced based on the genetic code of the organism. And even though viruses cannot make their own proteins, they still contain genetic code for all of the proteins that make up the virus. So basically, especially for COVID-19, which uses specifically RNA for its pure genetic code, the vaccine takes the RNA version of that genetic code, which is used to directly make proteins, and injects that into the system rather than parts of the virus directly. And this is beneficial because RNA can be made synthetically, so it doesn't have to come from a living virus at any point. It is directly used to make the proteins in your body. So your body is making the proteins itself, so it's coming from the code, or it's coming from the code that is made for the vaccine, but it's coming from the materials you already have in your body. And the RNA does not stay very long. It degrades rather quickly. So it basically comes in, has your body make these proteins, and then degrades. And the proteins it makes for the COVID-19 vaccine are the spike proteins that are easy for your immune system to detect and mount an immune response to. And so in this way, the vaccine is still very efficient in terms of getting targeted immune response, and also is completely able to cut out the need for culturing live virus at any point. Also, now that the vaccine has been out for some time and much study and work has gone into looking at the effects of it, we have determined that the vaccine is very effective at protecting from infection against the alpha strain, and it prevents severe illness from things like Delta and Omicron. And as mentioned in a previous video, with the added benefit of stimulating a strong T-cell response, severe illness is almost always prevented with getting the vaccine. And because RNA is easy to synthesize on its own in the lab, it is a lot easier to update the vaccine if need be with the development of new variants and strains that may or may not be more dangerous or infectious. And so in this way, the mRNA technology for vaccines is a very useful and effective method of creating a vaccine. And so, in conclusion, I would argue that the COVID-19 vaccine made with the mRNA technology is actually much better than the technologies that we've had before to make vaccines, as it can be updated very easily with new strains of whatever you're looking at. It is the most efficient version of manufacturing a vaccine that we have to date, based on the targetedness of the immune response and the ability to put exactly what we want into that vaccine. And it also cuts out a lot of potential side effects from people with egg allergies and things like that, as even flu vaccines grow the virus in eggs and can, in theory, cause allergic reactions. And now that could possibly happen with this, but the chance is a lot lower, in my opinion. And so with that, if you found my perspective useful or valuable, feel free to share it with anyone else who might get some value from it. And don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.